Well, folks, Happily Ever After is back in St. Augustine, Florida. This time we're staying at the beach and wanted to show you one of the things we did was take the trolley ride once again around town and just wanted to show you a couple of cool other things that we didn't get to do last time. So check it out.
Henry Flagler growing up with St Augustine. He thought his first, he didn't like the hotel and transportation services here in St Augustine. But Florida was not a tourist destination at the time. And being the businessman that he was, Henry Flagler saw business opportunities here in St Augustine. That grand structure on your left, beautiful architecture, beautiful towers there on your left. Henry Flagler had that built for his first hotel, his first grand hotel. Yep, there on your left. That was Henry Flagler's Ponce de Leon Hotel.
1798's old. There's Whips. Yeah. All right, this is Rubber Band Alley. Let's try it.
You want to do it?
I hear a little stunk.
Do yours, G. Yeah, there's the pictures.
They outlived the useless and were impediment to traffic. The daughters of the American Revolution felt they had some historical value. They mounted a campaign to save them, kept outside for a week or two, served tea, cookies, and obviously they wasn't.
Burned in 1702 to keep the English troops from getting it. It's in the.
I've got it in the room.
It's in the gig bag.
I like these that just flip out. Keep them folding up.
Yes, sir, Stoney. All right, we're going to keep on. All right, please make it in.
Can we throw some water in a backpack with water so we have to see after
Ooh.
My name is Patty. I'm a docent here. Where are y'all from?
North Alabama.
Yes, yes, it is. The church, I guess your trolley probably told you a little bit about, not well, I'm checking to see if they told you right. But the church was built by Henry Flagler as a memorial to his daughter who died after a complicated childbirth. The baby died right away, and the daughter lived a couple of weeks, but the doctors thought that she would it would improve her health if she came here to Florida. And so she was on a ship coming down and she died en route. And so when Henry Flagler was going to go meet her, was it Charleston or Savannah? What's that? was Jenny Louise coming to Charleston or Savannah?
Charleston.
Charleston. Okay, so she's on a ship with her husband and the doctor, and she's coming in to Charleston, and Henry Flagler was going to meet her, and she died en route. So he was just heartbroken. He was very close to this daughter because her mother had died earlier from tuberculosis, and so he and the daughter had been very close. And so he said, "I'm going to build a church," and he told his workmen who were over here had just finished the college which was his hotel then, he said, I want this church built in 1 year. And the story goes that they said, oh no, we can't do that in 1 year. And so he said, if we have 500 people in the day and 500 people at night, we can. Well, the reason I say it's a story is because we really don't know how many people. There are no records of that, but there was a thing in the newspaper one day that is documented that they said there were 300 people here working at that, whenever that time was here. So this would be the door you came in, and the dome up here is has the apostles, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and inscribed in the dome, there's a Hebrew character, Yahweh, and then there's a crown of thorns around it. So all that is original, but because of this architecture, because this Latin cross is very, very difficult to hear, and so they needed help with the acoustics. So they sent that to Santo Domingo and got another piece of mahogany, and they carved that shell canopy from mahogany and the sounding board behind it. So that right there was the original amplifier.
Where's the pen? I don't know. I see the organ. Or I see the pipes. I'm sure the organ's up there too. I see that. And more. Let me just get a quick. So there's where and there's the janitor's bucket over there. They forgot to get it.
There's the empty one. There's Jenny and her mother, and there's him.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Where does it say Yahweh?
If you were to see the Hebrew letters on this side,
Oh, on the side.
no. Look at the side of the triangle closest to the door. Do you see it yet?
Closest to the door.
The door we came in, look
Right.
at the side of the triangle. And look right inside.
To this lamp post.
Dear Lord, it's like
Mm-hmm. So this is a history room.
We should tell everybody that when we get back. Oh, this is cool. Here, this is the. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is the original. Did they take it down?
The affair is easy from now.
Copy was printed in 1475.
During the British period, 1762 and 83, the Brits built up. The second and third floors made of wood with balconies. The Brits introduced window glass to the architectural style of the city at that time. Spanish covered their windows with horizontal or vertical louvers. Take a look on the left and right as we go over Charlotte Street. You'll see some examples of that architecture. By the way, off the corner there, that's the St Augustine Shipwreck Museum.
this is Charlie.
Now, the stop sign address will once again be St. George Street on pedestrian law.
That was made by Roy Moore in 1938. It's pretty awesome.
Died at 54.
So, but it gives you some context as to what you're gonna see when you go out there. So, we can cross over this bridge over here. On your left-hand side is this archaeological site. That's actually, there's signs there so you can see it. It's covered up right now because we're in between digs, but they're gonna, in there they unearthed the first chapel, and out there is the third one. We think there was even one earlier, but we haven't found it yet. But we're still looking, yeah. But this gives you a context of what Father Lopez, who gave the first mass, was also a captain on the ship, and he kept a captain's log, and that log is in the archives in Seville, Spain, and someone found it in the 60s, and they realized that they had this, diary, basically, where he talked about that day and everything, so you can actually say, there were other Spanish people who had come here before, Ponce de Leon, probably Cortez, not Cortez, De Soto, you know that from Alabama. This is Charles kind of walked through there. But they weren't able to establish a settlement. They had priests with them, so they probably did say mass, but we don't have any documentation. Like a record. Yeah. We also have letters. And so he did some research on them, and he found that King Philip II had actually commissioned Titian, the Renaissance painter, the Venetian Renaissance painter, to paint an oil portrait of Menendez, which he had put up in the palace, the El Estoril Palace outside of Madrid. So that just tells you how much high esteem that he held in it. He was the only one after, this is the 8th expedition to try to establish settlement here, and everyone else failed except for Pedro Menendez. So he really held him in very high esteem. Unfortunately, that painting.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
There's a hopping fish.
I saw that.
Look.
There's another. That's frog. That's frog.
No, it is not. It's a fish.
It's fish. You're gonna.
There's a lizard.
Yeah, you're gonna get snake bit out there.
Lizard.
Yeah, let's just stay on the beaten path.
Well, there's a little sign.
Well, there's a. It ends. There's a snake skin right there. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Look, Jerry, what kind of fish jump across the water?
There's the cross. And there's Father. Father Francisco Lopez de Mendoza Gajales. That cross is about where Aviles stepped on the shore.
I thought I got methane in there.
The founder of St Augustine.
Thanks, Gay. Where'd you find that?
It said that the skull or the skull and crossbones used to be used as a memento of mortality.
Huh.
And the Navy veterans and officers used the skull and crossbones sometimes because he was in
the bell. But as you go off the trolley, he's only 8 to the right. Or the old seven, or step down backwards and stepping on the ladder using both uprights and handhelds.
And I guess, are these apartments or is this a hotel? So if you stay here.
Now the tree is supposedly over 700 years old, but we're told to say 650 because that was officially we were given by the college.